Hi, I'm Ploplod. This is Ludic Series 3, Episode 2, and I've been a bit busy. What I've been busy doing is chopping bamboo and losing my sword in the process, and also chopping sheep. And the reason I've been chopping sheep is we've got a pack on Ludic this season that allows us to craft wool into string. And the combination of string and bamboo, of course, makes scaffolding. So what have I been using the scaffolding for? Well, let me show you. It's over here. So down here, behind this wall of cobblestone, I've been making a mob farm. Let me just break a block and you'll see what's going on in there. So lots of rows of scaffolding, as you can see, and the mob spawn actually on the block underneath it. The water is on top of the scaffolding and pushes them down. And yeah, that's about it really. So there's two levels of this mob farm, one at this level where I am right now, and another one just a block or so above that goes down in exactly the same way. They both come along here, and just through there on the other side of that wall, there's a little bit of a water trail that brings them down to a drop chute, which is just through here. And then they arrive here where we can swipe at them with our sword. As you can see, we've got quite a bit of stuff, nearly half a stack of gunpowder, a couple of witch drops, a little bit of armor, some bows and arrows, and many rotten flesh, and even a potato. It's the gunpowder I'm especially interested in because nobody else is selling that or any of the derivatives, rockets or any of that stuff. So I'm hoping to corner that market and sell the gunpowder out here in the front of my house. But they say you've got to speculate to accumulate. In other words, it's time to go shopping. Now, I have just 11 diamonds to my name. They're all mined out at the bottom of my chunk here. And so I need to spend them wisely. But I think I know what I'm going to buy. We're not supposed to be here. So first of all, this is Eric's shop. And I am going to get myself a sword. A diamond sword. A diamond is a reasonable rate for that. And this is Purple Tree's house, and I think there are some mending books. One payment per book, and the payment can be a diamond. So, mending, yes please. And then this here is Teddy Legend's shop. And Teddy is selling some more books. So we've got Looting 3, perfect. And sure there was something else. Smite might be useful. Yeah, let's go for Smite. What else did I see in here that caught my attention? Unbreaking would make sense, wouldn't it? Yeah, let's go Unbreaking 3 as well. So that's that one there, and Smite was that one there. Okay. And there's something else I wanted to buy from here, 2 diamonds with tinted glass. So I'm going to do that. Down here at the mob farm, I have been busy slaving away, chopping all the mobs in order to get enough levels to fully enchant that sword using those books that we bought. And as you can see behind me, we've put the tinted glass to good use as well. So we can see in the bottom level behind me, and if I shin up the scaffolding, I can have a quick look in the top level too, just to make sure there's no blockages or anything like that going on there. And we did have some blockages. We had a bit of a problem with spiders. So popping around the other side of our water chute, we get to a very dark window. There's not much going on, but that's essentially the drop chute through there. And if I go along this little pathway, we get another view into the mob farm where we can see just about both platforms. You can see some mobs having a good little dance around. You can see they do have a little kind of jump because they are trying to get back onto that platform there. And these signs are put in along there to try and stop them doing that. And as you see, that spider just made it up. So signs don't work massively well, but they do seem to prevent the problem a little bit. Did I put another window in there? Here? No, I didn't. So that's our window into the mob farm. So that time, yeah, you can see the spider just bounced up again. And it will do that a few times before it makes its way down into the dropshoot proper. So what I probably need to do is lower all of this down a little bit so they can't see up there in order to make their way up. But the reason I've got signs, I wasn't trying to put signs in originally. I wanted to get some coral fans because I know they're very good at stopping spiders from climbing up walls. They're not meant to climb over the signs according to everything I read on the internet. But coral fans I know really, really work. So we did go on a little bit of an adventure to try and find some. And yeah, it didn't go terribly well. And that's because on my way I saw a couple of trident rounds, and I thought that would be great if I can grab myself a trident to use at the bottom of this dropshoot. We can actually make a trident killer. So I thought I'd have a little go, see if I could take them on. Guess what happened? So signs are doing the trick for now, well, more or less. As you can see, there's some problems up there, but down here we're still getting plenty of mobs down here to swipe away at. And as you can see, there's tons of creepers in there, a few witches and things that we're getting as well, and many drops which I've started sorting out into, well, actually I've actually emptied some of these out, so that's why they look a little bit empty. I'll show you what I've done with that in a second. But yes, we've been sorting things out just manually for now. Eventually I guess we'll get some kind of sorter system on here, but it's doing the job for the moment. And as you can see, plenty of levels again. But if you're wondering what happened to the rest of the rotten flesh and the rest of the gunpowder, well, that's now out here at the top of my house in the shop being sold. As you can see, 1 diamond is stacked. I think I'll put them in half a stack, so groups of 32. And we've got the rotten flesh over here labelled as dog food, because that's all it's useful for, really, isn't it? So let's just have a quick look in here, and look at that. 3 of them have magically turned into diamonds already. And that's very good news indeed, but it does mean I need to spend a little bit more time down here punching creepers. But we don't plan to stay around Spawntown forever, and on a recent live stream we chose our permanent base location for this season of Ludic, and this is where we're off to now. This, by the way, is my camera account. That explains why it's flying, and also why the chunk rendering is so terrible. This is it. This valley behind me is where I have decided to make my home in Ludic this season. It stretches all the way around and is surrounded on all sides by these lovely steep banks, these hills. So I love the fact it's a contained area. I like having my base somewhere where I know where the borders of it are. So that's where we're going to be building. We've got a few nice biomes around the edges of it as well. So as you can see, we've got the cherry blossom over there. We've got a bit of birchwood, so plenty of wood supplies. And over here we've got a bit of a meadow going on, so quite a bit of variety around us, and a great big hole which, yes, I'm going to be covering up fairly soon because I really don't want to fall into that. So we've got the cherry blossom at that end, and if I run over here along the flower meadow a little bit, you can see the roofs just peeping over the horizon there of a village. So we've got a little village. It's got 2 houses at the top of the hill here, and then a bit further down the rest of the village is down at the bottom of the hill on the other side of the valley. So I'm wondering whether I can make it through the entire season without using villager tech this season in Ludic. It's not something I've ever done before. I always go to the villagers pretty much first, but if we do need villagers and we want to do the whole iron farm thing and trading hall and all of that stuff, then this is where we can come to get some. But I haven't only claimed the valley itself, because if I swizzle around and run off in this direction, hopefully this is the right direction. I'm still getting my bearings, it's all new to me. Yeah, this looks right. You can see we've got a bit of ocean going on over there, just appearing on the horizon now. And that island that you can see bang in front of me where those 2 trees are, I've claimed that as well. Let's run over to it, shall we? We'll keep going. And that is going to be my industrial area. Oh, hold on. Maybe it's not that one. Maybe it's that one. I need to work out which one it is. But somewhere over there, I've got an island where I can build a whole load of farms and things. They can be as ugly as I like. and they won't interfere with the pretty stuff we're going to build down in the valley. So we've kind of got a building area and an industrial area, and that's essentially my setup for the rest of the season. So it might sound like we've got plenty of time, but actually we've got a lot to do, because we need to make this place look nice and buildable on, if that's a phrase, to start off with. So we need to fill in these big holes, especially that one. I'd like to flatten the terrain, and we need to clear out these trees as well. So there's a fair bit of setup work we need to do here first. You might be wondering what we're actually going to build here, and I guess I should show you that. So I've switched over to the Multibeard, which is Mr. Beardstone's community gaming server hub, as the sign above my head says. And from the Multibeard hub, there's a variety of places I can go, and I'm just going to walk backwards into this one. And that brings me here to Mr. Beardstone's plot world. And as you can see, there's lots of plots here that people can claim and build all sorts of weird and wonderful things on there. And this is what I've built. So let's pop down and I'll show you what's going on here. So for this season on Ludic, I've decided that I want to go for an Old English country village theme. So lots of cottages with lots of flowery gardens, thatched roofs. I think, I know if you're around last season, you'll know we used quite a lot of mangrove root, and it looks like I'm going to use quite a bit of it as well this season, because it makes for a really good thatched roof. Much better than trying to use hay bales and straw blocks and things. They just don't work. They're far too bright as a block. But this brown mangrove root, it's a lot better. An actual thatched roof would be grey in colour, but there aren't anything, there's no block that kind of has the right texture and colour in Minecraft to do that, at least not yet. So there's a few features to this house that I want to show you, which are going to form kind of the theme of what we're going to be building on Ludic this season. So you can see we've got terracotta walls, but on the inside we've got a bit of brick and plain concrete and lots of dark oak beams and things going on. So these are all double thickness walls, as you can see. And that's kind of true of these old country cottages. They had very thick stone walls, and they would be different on the outside to the inside. So that's what I was trying to replicate with that. Also, while we're in here, you can see I've been doing a bit of work on the interior. As you know from the last episode, interiors are not something that I've done a lot of previously, but there's something I really want to get to grips with this season, and I'm really pleased with the way this one has turned out. Even though it's built in a creative world, it shows you the kind of thing that we need to go on and build in survival, and key to that will be lots of candles. So popping outside again, we've got a little bit of a pond going on, and a bit of a garden. I mean, a real garden would probably just be absolutely chock full of flowers. So this is kind of, this little corner is just a taste of the idea of what we're aiming for. Just a lot of variety of all sorts of different flowers scattered together. That's kind of the cottage garden idea. So a bit of texturing on the walls. It's quite hard to texture terracotta. There's not a lot that goes with white terracotta that doesn't stand out like a sore thumb. So we've kind of done the texturing by adding stuff to the outside, some vines and hanging roots and other just random bits and pieces of ironware hanging out of the wall, which I think just adds a bit to it. We've got our chimneys with chimney pots and of course a bit of smoke coming out. You can't have a cottage without a chimney. But what I'm absolutely not going for is a medieval village. This is going to be an Old English village, and there is a difference between them. So we're not going for good old, really old ancient medieval stuff. We're going to go for something that's kind of, 18th, 19th, maybe early 20th century, that kind of time frame if you're looking back in history. So a little bit more modern than some of the really old medieval builds that you see on Minecraft, but not bang up to date modern stuff. Back on the Ludic server proper now, and hopefully that's given you a bit of an idea of what we're planning to build in this valley. If you're interested in joining the Multibeard, by the way, that Plot World server and a few other gaming servers that I was just on, then they are all part of Mr. Beardstone's community. And yeah, if you go and watch some of his content, there's links and things to how to join in there. And I'll probably chuck something in the description of this video as well. But now we need to get back to work on terraforming a bit of this valley and making it ready for us to build some of that stuff on. But just before I do that, I want to introduce you to a couple of my newest friends. So we actually selected this base location with viewers' help on a live stream we did a little while ago, and also on that live stream we tamed a couple of wolves, so we now have a couple of pet dogs. So turn around, face the camera. There we go, that's better. So behind me there with the blue collar, that is Punch, and this is his friend Judy with the red collar. So Punch and Judy, we're going to breed them up, and hopefully we'll have some pet dogs to keep us company in the valley here. I mean, they do like barking a lot, so I don't know how close I'm going to keep them. But hopefully they're going to survive. Shush! Hopefully they're going to survive a little bit longer than our dog did last season. We did actually have a pet dog very briefly at the beginning of Ludic Season 2, and, well, bad things happened. So hopefully we'll be a little bit more fortunate this time with Punch and Judy. Enough procrastinating though, let's get back to work. So a little while later, and we've got a lovely flat surface to work with. It's not all at the same Y level, some of it is here at Y71, and then it goes down a couple of blocks here in the middle. But all of this from here on is at this Y level. Nice. But before we start building, we've got to get some materials to build with, and that means we need to start making our farms over at our newly claimed farming district. And I expect we'll probably have to do a bit of terraforming there as well to iron things out. Also, under here, as we know, there's tons of caves, so probably need a bit of exploring and lighting up. And I could really do with getting myself some diamonds in order to go and buy some stuff with. So there's a lot more to do. But that's about all we've got time for in this episode. So I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.